Which I'll just go make some stops. Watch out,
The salsa king. Salsa with everybody.
これとこれが入る。タオルが深すぎるから入らないですか。
Roger, can you hear me? Roger, can you hear me? Okay, good. Thanks. Is it loud and clear, or is it? Yes, I know, but I'm at the podium. Can you hear me? Roger, can you hear me? Do I need to turn the mic up? Yeah, what's your Victor? Thank you. Did you get that last link I sent you? It's working. The one that said live at the end of it? The Abby International Live?
Yes. I just grabbed what you sent.
The last one that I sent.
You sent two?
Yes. Sorry. What can I help you with? Send that one. That one's working. Thank you.
So he said the business card's going to change now. We have a new position. It's going to be more paid.
3 hours of speech. About 15.
Good morning, everyone. If I could get people moving towards their seats, so students, you're up here in the front. Guess if you can take the open seats, and then we're going to put some overflow seating in the back to give a little more. It's a great problem to have. We've got a big crowd here this morning. So if we can start moving to a seat, we'll start here in a couple of minutes. An overflow crowd, that's a good problem to have. Welcome again. My name is Brian Strouts. I'm Vice President of Baking and Food Technical Services here at AIB, and it's my honor and privilege to preside over this ceremony this morning, where we're going to be recognizing the accomplishments of this class number. Get ready. I'm going to ask that for a few more times, so just be ready. We extend a very warm welcome to the family and friends and co-workers that are here to support the students today. We know this isn't the first time you've been in that supporting role. It's been a journey for you, as it has for them for the last 16 weeks. So we very much appreciate the support that you've given over that time, and the fact that you're here today in person to help recognize their accomplishments. We also want to recognize the corporate visitors that we have here today from the sponsoring companies. Without your support at that level, these programs would not be possible. Your students could not be successful. So we certainly recognize the commitment that you've made as well. I'd like to call everyone's attention. You should have a program here that kind of steps you through what we're going to be doing here this morning on one side. We'll stay true to that as far as I know. I'd also like to say a welcome to anybody who's joining via live stream. I don't know if there's anybody out there or not, but we are up and running. This will also be archived, that if we need to get that link out to people later on. So welcome to those of us that may be joining us from around the world. On the back side of this program is the Baker's Creed, and a lot of people ask me where that come from, and I've been trying to figure it out, and I haven't got it figured out yet, but we'll keep trying. But this is something that has been a standard in the program for a number of years. It talks about the responsibilities that you, the students, are taking on now, and I'd like to call out just one part here and read it to you. It's the second paragraph. I am part of a team that works every day so that my customers can enjoy fresh and nutritious baked goods wherever they are. I am proud to work whenever needed to meet demands of the trade. I am proud of the products I create and am eager to share them with my family and friends. I think that speaks well to the challenge that we all take on in the industry on a day-to-day basis. And those of you that are joining the industry or advancing in the industry, I would ask that you reflect on what that means to you personally. Graduations are seen as an end, and that is true. We are at the end of BS&T. Thank you. Come on. I warned you, it's going to come more often than that. So it's a little bit like finishing a race, and that much is true. Today is the end of your time here in Manhattan, an end of your time as a part of this class, but it's also a beginning. You're going back to new jobs, new opportunities, new groups of people, sometimes new locations, new facilities, maybe new products that you're going to have to work with, new challenges and opportunities that you're going to face every day. And we would ask that you use the same enthusiasm and positive attitude that we've seen here for the last 6 weeks, and we are confident that you can be successful as you go back. So this is the last day of your day-to-day part, but you'll always be a member of BS&T class. There you go. Okay, you're catching on. Good. You know, each class is unique. You guys were unique as well. We always say you guys are one of the better classes. We always say that in front of you when you're here. So you guys were one of the better classes. That's for sure. But everyone's unique, and our staff has worked very hard with you as a group, with many of you as individuals, to make sure that your personal experience, your unique experience, made it a successful experience for you here. And I'm very proud of our staff and the job that they do day to day. What we ask is that you take that experience and go back. Use it, share it, teach others, because that's really the legacy that you'll all have as a part of being here in Manhattan. We hope you remember your time fondly in Manhattan, the Little Apple. I know you've learned some from us, the faculty. You've learned some things from each other. I think I've seen a few laughs. I've heard a few laughs in the hallway. I think you had enough to eat, because I saw several signs: Japanese food party, Mexican food party, American barbecue party. So I think you've had enough to eat while you're here. But the 16 weeks that you spend here definitely make an impact. And I know we've got some people out in the audience that are here supporting you that did this same journey several years ago. And I'm sure they would say that this was a life-changing experience for them. You know, last week on Tuesday, I was leaving about 5:15, and the parking lot was almost empty. You guys must have had an early lab that day or something, because you guys were long gone by then. And I see a car pull in running New York plates, and it obviously had a lot of stuff packed in it. And I started walking across the parking lot. These two ladies got out, an older lady and a younger. I presume that they were probably mother and daughter from just how they appeared. And they started walking over towards the AIB sign. And as they spotted me coming halfway across the parking lot, they turned around and started coming to me. And at first I thought, okay, maybe it's somebody local, they're out for a run. And then when they turned to me, I thought, well, maybe they're lost and they need directions. To my surprise, they said they wanted me to take their picture in front of the AIB sign. They were on their way from New York to Boulder. I think the daughter was going to spend the summer there. There was obviously a lot of stuff packed in the back of this car. And they said, the older woman said her husband was a student here 30 years ago. He worked for Schweibel Bakery at that time, and he had spent 16 weeks, or probably 20 weeks at that point, 30 years ago, and he told them as they drove from New York to Colorado that they had to stop in Manhattan, Kansas, come to the AIB, and get their picture taken in front of that sign. So I was glad to do that for them. He must have been really convincing, though, to get them off the interstate, 9 miles into town, across town, here, to do that. But I was more than happy to do that, and I'm sure they sent him a picture right away that said, mission accomplished. But that's the kind of impact that being here will leave on people, is that 30 years later, your wife and kid are coming within 20 miles of here, and he says, stop by and take a sign. Take a picture of the sign. So being here will change people, and we hope that's all in good ways. So with that, we're going to move through the program. And I just would like to say, personally, I'm very proud of the accomplishment that you guys have made here over the last 16 weeks. It's always a great pleasure to see you guys in the hallway. I know I spend the least amount of time with you guys of anybody on staff, and I do appreciate the time that my staff spends working with you, and I appreciate everything that you have done back to make it a good day-to-day experience for them as well. That's important to me. The last thing that I get to do is I sign the transcripts of you guys, and I did that yesterday afternoon. Grades are a little late coming. Thanks, Allison, for putting a quiz on the last morning, but that's just the way it goes. That's just the way it goes. Somebody's got to be last. So I was signing transcripts yesterday afternoon, and I really like doing that because it gives me an opportunity to look back at each individual's names, the scores that you achieved over the 16 weeks, and see, in many cases, the progress that you made as you went through, and in several cases, the very high level of expertise that you demonstrated during the time that you were here. So I really appreciate doing that. And again, I would just say congratulations. I'm very proud, and I wish you all the best luck as you go back to your jobs or onto whatever your new position is going to be. At this time, I would like to call up Andre Bion. He is our president and CEO of AIB International, and he's going to introduce our guest speaker for the day. Andre.
Thanks, Brian, for the intro. Congratulations to this class, about ready to leave Manhattan after 16 plus weeks, right at the beginning of summer, so you're escaping before it gets really, really hot around here. For some of you, it's probably going back, it reminds you of some of your local temperatures and climate that you're going back to. Thank you for all the guests that have come today and our sponsors from the industry. It is quite a pleasure, and again, as Brian said, your support is what makes this happen. So let me introduce our keynote speaker for today, and I have this opportunity to introduce Arturo Carrillo, the Senior Director of Quality Food Safety and Regulatory for Bimbo Bakeries USA. He is responsible for developing and implementing quality systems, food safety systems, building technical capabilities, providing technical support, and assuring regulatory compliance in the U.S. He is also responsible for identifying and promoting best practices across the Grupo Bimbo organization. Arturo's been with Grupo Bimbo for 29 years. During that time, he has worked in multiple operational areas, including maintenance, production, environmental, sustainability, sanitation, food safety, process improvement, quality, and crisis management. Quite an experience. Arturo holds a bachelor's degree in electromechanical engineering and a master's degree in quality systems from the University of Guadalajara in Mexico. He's been a longtime supporter of AIB and a graduate of the BST Class 174 in May of 2009. He continues to provide leadership in the baking industry as he is a member of the ABA Food Technical Regulatory Affairs Committee, the GMA Allergen Technical Committee, and the ASB Safety and Sanitation Committee. Arturo and his family are originally from Guadalajara, Mexico, and currently reside in Warrington, Pennsylvania. He's married to Sofia Sanchez, and together they have 3 children, Patricia, Angela, and Max. And they got to be proud parents because Patricia will be graduating this year from Penn State University with a bachelor's degree in business and marketing, and Angela will also graduate from Penn State University with a bachelor's degree in industrial engineering. Max, their youngest, is finishing up the 8th grade. So in addition to his family, Arturo has a passion for outdoor activities such as hiking, biking, kayaking, and playing soccer. So without further ado, let me introduce a longtime baking industry leader and supporter of AIB and our commencement speaker this morning, Arturo
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. First of all, how do you feel? Wonderful. Good. Excellent. What is the class? 100. Yeah, you made it. Congratulations, everyone, and your families, too. So I want to start saying thank you, Andre, Brian, and all the faculty members of the AIB for making this possible. I think this is a great, great event that supports the baking industry nowadays. So, and it's one of the most important in the world. So thank you for that. Also, I want to thank Grupo Bimbo for having me here. So without the support of my company, I think I wouldn't be staying here and speaking to you. So I had the opportunity to participate in this class in 74, almost 10 years ago. It was a great, great experience. That changed my life in different aspects. So the first thing is in the personal side, I brought my family here. So it helped me to really strengthen my relationship with my family and learn that the family is the most important. They supported a lot. And I really found the solidarity of having somebody that really cares about you. And I know that a lot of you guys brought your family, and even if you brought them, they were supporting you from far away. So that's the first thing. The second thing is professionally. Professionally, after having this, taking this class, I had the opportunity to come to the United States. So with the knowledge that I got from the AIB and all the experience, so the doors were open. So I moved to the United States in 2010. The class that I took was in 2009. So I think without that, that wouldn't be possible. That is another thing. Socially, I met wonderful people here, starting with the teachers. So I still have a good memories of all these teachers that really support me. And also great friends from different nationalities. I'm still in touch with these people because the friendship lasts forever. This is something that you have and you're not gonna lose any time. So I'm pretty sure that you're gonna get in touch with them and you're gonna, with the social media, with the networking, I'm pretty sure that you're gonna keep that friendship forever. And one of the things that I wanna mention is that this is just the beginning for you guys, and that happened to me. So when you go back to your places, work, you're gonna find different opportunities, different roles, and even just starting with applying the knowledge and sharing what you have learned here. So that is something that is gonna change for you. So I wanna say again, congratulations to this group, because what you have accomplished is just amazing. And later you're gonna realize that. You're gonna miss all the hard work that you had to really do during this time, but at the same time, you're gonna use it for improving your future. So I wanna ask you something. What's next for you guys? You made that question for you? What's next? What's coming? What do you want to be? What do you wanna do? Think about 2 years. 3 years, 5 years. Where do you see yourselves? It's up to you. What are you willing to do? There are a lot of challenges, you know that, right? Success and professional growth always has a price. So in that price is that you have to work harder like you did. I think what AIB teaches is also the discipline. So you guys have learned that. So keep working harder, smarter, and you want to obtain everything you are really envisioning. Be the best in what you do all the time. Keep yourself prepared, and also, why not? Think about learning another language. That is important. That's something that is going to open more doors. Be willing to relocation. So how many of you are willing to relocate right nowadays? It's hard, right? Just a few. So think about that, because in order to continue to grow, you have to think in, why not, relocating, different country, different city, but this is something that you also have to think about it. So also think about all the challenges that we have nowadays. Nutritional trends, innovation, new regulations. How many of you are aware of the different regulations in the United States? With all the FDA, nutritional, food safety. Learn about that. That's really, really important. New technologies. productivity. There are a lot of competition out there. So our companies, they have to face now more aggressive competition. So you have to think in how to support with new ideas what you have learned. And in general, this is something that you're going to face up when you go back to your place of work. And also, I want to share that when I started in the company 29 years ago, I started as a mechanic. I was a part-time mechanic. At that time, I needed to go to the school to get a bachelor's degree. Also, at the same time, I got married. I had children. And I needed to think, how are we going to move the ladder up? So I started preparing myself. I got a lot of support from my bosses, my managers, my company, and then I continued to grow. But I needed to move. I needed to relocate. I was relocated 5 times in my life. It's not too much, but I have friends that have moved practically 12, 14, 15 times. So relocation is something that I think was key in my career. So again, this is something that you have to think about it. So you're here because and some of you are self-sponsored, but a lot of you are sponsored by your companies. So remember, it was a lot of investment, great investment in knowledge. So now when you go back, you have to think how to pay back that investment. And I want to give you some advices. It's very easy. When you go back, just think about in few projects. One project. It can be productivity, it can be improving quality, whatever. Pick one project, put together a proposal, present it to your managers, and start working. Get resources, and start applying everything you learn. This is a way that you can pay back in certain way what you have done here and learn. Set priorities, get approval of resources, challenge the status quo, and deliver results. That's going to be key, guys, moving forward. And remember, you have to set aggressive goals in everything you do when you go back. Challenge paradigms, engage and empower, and lead. That's something important. But also, you have to think about yourself. That's the most important. Think about your family, and also think about your professional growth. So, folks, after this full immersion class, we can say that you are now a bakers. Congratulations, everyone. Thank you.
Arturo, thank you very much. You know, your experience and your perspective in the industry, I think, adds great credibility to the words that you just gave the students. Thank you very much for delivering that message. And I would echo a couple of things that he brought up there. Look out for yourself, look out for your family. Those are very important as you manage your career going through. Thank you for that message. Now, representing the class, I'd like to call up Max Schmidt, the president.
All right. Wrote this last night. I'm going to try to do my best, guys. So, good morning, everybody. I'd like to welcome all the family members and company representatives that have traveled to Manhattan to celebrate the graduation of Class 192. I know that your graduates deeply appreciate you being here for them today. So here we are. We're graduating from the BST course. We've completed 16 weeks of intense lectures, labs, countless quizzes and exams. We all know about it. Us graduates, we know about what it took to come out at the other end of the tunnel. But what I really want to focus on during my speech, I want to explain what life was like at AIB to our guests so they get a better understanding of why they can be so incredibly proud of every one of you. So I'll try to paint as good a picture as possible of the rigors of the AIB residence course. So I and most of my classmates, we were told many things about the course, that it would be incredibly hard, that we would have endless days of study, that we would likely hit a wall early on or maybe halfway through, and that in some instances our mentors and friends and family members would have to talk us back into like finishing this. And that we needed our support system to tell us not to give up. The consensus among my colleagues before even coming here and my classmates during the first few days of school was that that had to be crazy talk. None of that could be true. Someone telling us that there were going to be 18-hour days and homework until the fingers bled from all the writing was dismissed as a scare tactic. Well, it turns out that we were all incredibly wrong, and they were all incredibly right. Just about all they had told us turned into reality. So when asked how to put a week at AIB into simple words, I came up with the following, the juggling analogy. So imagine this. On Monday morning, you show up to class, and let's say you have 5 balls. And the second the doctor decides it's time to juggle, you start juggling. And about every hour, the doctor or another one of the faculty members tosses you another ball. And so that goes along for the entire week. Tuesday shows up. So you're starting with the 5 balls that you had on Monday morning. You had been tossed 5 more, and she's starting to toss you more balls. So again and again, every day you get tossed more balls, and it's getting harder and harder to juggle these balls. Well, by the time Friday comes around, you are in real danger of all these balls coming down on you. But guess what? The doctor still has a few balls for you. So the inevitable happens, and it all comes crashing down on you. You can't even lift up another ball. So with the help of your classmates, you gather them all up, you take them home with you, and you spend the weekend sorting them out. So you can report it back to Juggling 101 with Debbie on Monday morning. But wait, there's more. Not only are you juggling, but you're also at great risk of your name being pulled out of the dreaded deck of doom. For those of you that don't know what that is, Debbie has a deck of cards with the class members' names on it. And at random, a name is pulled out of the deck and you get asked a question. Well, if you get pulled, you suddenly face the doctor in a 1 versus 1 stare down, and the doctor generally wins. So either way, by the time Friday rolls around, even basic questions become a struggle. What's 1 plus 1? Yellow? I don't know. It doesn't make any sense anymore on Friday afternoon. So you realize very, very quickly that you can't fight the battle by yourself. That's something that we learned very early on. You have to rely on your classmates. You have to rely on your friends. You can't do it alone, and it's absolutely true. So that makes the invisible walls in the classroom come down very fast. Things like company, background, country, culture really fade into the background, and the class itself, it really was starting to count. In our case, class 192. 192 starts to count. So this really opens up the doors for a wonderful intercultural experience and exchange, which is also one of the things that IIB really is about. And what better way to get to know a person than to share their culture through food and conversation. So under the great leadership of my Vice President, Yoshi Takahashi, please stand up, and my treasurer, Shana Tan. Yes. So we started to plan get-togethers, and these 2 guys, you have done a fantastic job of planning them all and executing them. Couldn't have done it without you guys. Amazing. Thank you, President. Yes. Great job. So first off, we started with a Japanese party, which I believe is kind of a tradition here at AIB. So our Japanese students, with the help of Patrick, where's Patrick? He always cooking. So they produce some amazing, very authentic foods like takoyaki, okonomiyaki, and tempura. We learned about the wonders of sake and Asahi beer. We folded origami cranes and shurikens, and one of our ladies ended up in a traditional dress. Soon after that, we celebrated the Chinese New Year together at a local restaurant. The dinner was ordered family style, which made for another unforgettable experience. And then, a few weeks later, we followed it up with a Korean Chinese food party. Once again, Ting, Patrick, and many others came together and made amazing traditional food, and so he introduced us to bulgogi. However, right after that, we were once again reminded that the doc was still very much in charge of our lives for the time being. The schoolwork started to become very real once again. Week 5 was pretty much the culmination of the pain and suffering that the residence course has to offer. That Friday afternoon, I think the entire class was barely running on fumes, and the obligatory Friday night beer put some tears in several grown men's eyes. These 16 to 18-hour days were definitely starting to wear on the class. This was also around the time that the doctor came up with one of the more memorable quotes that is now engraved into our class plaque. When asked why we were getting hit with 2 exams and several quizzes the next week, her response was, "I don't want you to feel unloved." So this rigorous speed really never let up until the very last few weeks of class. Just before finals started, we took the opportunity of having our only truly open weekend without an exam on Monday to plan an American party with the great help from Brandon and his family. We had great barbecue. That's it. Absolutely nothing happened. No further, nothing. Leave it be. Okay. So the class powered through the finals the next week. However, the sobering thought that this great experience was coming to an end started to become very real. So this last Friday, we had one last hooray when our friends from Mexico hosted a last food party and salsa dancing party. I can tell you those boys can dance. So now we're here, ready to graduate. We've been through it all. It was incredibly hard, but also very worth it. It's been an honor to be your class president. I'm truly humbled. And on behalf of the class, I would like to thank the faculty members for their incredible dedication to this class, the curriculum, and the industry. Dr. Debbie, Steve, Allison, Aaron, Craig, Ryan, Carly, Kate, Kathy, thank you for everything from Class 192. Thank you.
Man, I'm afraid to ask about the barbecue party now. Don't ask.
Don't ask, don't tell.
Don't ask, don't tell. Okay. Max, thank you very much for that perspective. And I think you nailed it, that unless you've been through that experience, it is hard to understand what it really is here. And no matter how much people tell you, and you guys will go back and tell the next group of people coming in what it's like, and they'll go, nah, right? So thank you very much. Spot on. Now with the the farewell from the faculty, Allison Bierke-Harvey.
In our defense, I think we helped you juggle the balls a little bit. We tried to do that along the way, certainly. You guys clean up real nice. And you look so happy. So much different from 2 weeks ago. I gotta say. Well, as we told you at the beginning, throughout the course, as Brian mentioned, each class is very unique, and you were certainly not different in that regard. But, well, I was trying to think of what I wanted to say to you guys. It's a mixed emotions day for us here, too, because you really were a wonderful class. I enjoyed each and every one of you very much. And you were a uniquely competitive group, I would say. Frankly, a little bit alarming to all of us at some times. But, you know, behind that, I think you were also a very joyous group in the camaraderie and the friendships that you built. And watching that develop over 16 weeks is really rewarding to all of us and to me as well. I wasn't going to get too nervous, but I knew I would a little bit. You know, as the class progressed and as you guys really started to come together, you know, behind and underneath that competitive camaraderie, I will call it, I saw a lot of friendships build. Really close friendships, hilarious nicknames that you guys had for one another that I was happy to have been a party to. And, you know, now you're a team. You're a really wonderful, supportive team that has tight friendships. You bolster one another, you lift each other up to success. And that really is the foundation of what it means to be here. And I hope that you guys all take from that and continue to hold each other up as time goes on. It is, as everyone keeps repeating, you know, one of the best lessons of coming to AIB. I am coming up on 20 years since I was here in class 153. So my 20-year anniversary is with the next group. And, you know, even that long ago, those friendships are still important, and it's still something that I draw on a day-to-day. So it is a great honor as a staff member here to have had a hand in your future successes, and I think I can speak for everybody in that. And let us know how it goes. I want to hear about the successes. We all do. So when you do let us know about the successes, please also let us know your class number and your name. As time goes on, you know, memories get a little fuzzy, so it just helps to put it in perspective as you do. But all the best of luck to all of you. Thank you.
Thank you, Allison. We're going to start handing out certificates here in 1 minute, but first I'm going to ask the students for something, and that's to help acknowledge the faculty that Max mentioned, everybody, and frankly there's a million other people in the back that keep all these things moving from the time you guys started enrolling and processing invoices and getting your immigration forms and visas and everything. There's people you saw every day. There's that many more people behind the scenes that really help make this successful. So I would ask the students, please join me in a round of applause for the faculty here at AIB and the staff. Great. Okay, now if I can get Andre and Arturo and Jennifer Hawley up here to help me. I will try to stay on track here as we go through and bring everyone up for certificates. It becomes a moving part of 8 pieces of paper, so we hope nothing gets shuffled out of order here, or else suddenly you've got the wrong certificate. Okay, when I call your name, please come forward, get your certificate, and there'll be an opportunity as Andre and Arturo give you your certificate that if anybody wants to take a picture, there's some time then. Certainly at the end of the ceremony today, there'll be plenty of other times that if you want to get up here with additional family, friends, coworkers, whatever, but this is kind of your time, so feel free. So as I call your name, please come forward and get your certificate. Rudolph, Abbas. Rudy was one of several self-sponsored students that we have in this class, and he's going to be going home to a small baking school where he will be the chief baker and manager. Congratulations. Next up, we have Adriana Ferrantes. She'll continue working at BBU. She'll be going back as a Regional Quality Center Supervisor, and she would like to recognize Arturo and also Steve Weil from BBU that are here today, her parents Maria and Miguel, and her boyfriend Macklin, who are here to celebrate. Congratulations. Next up, Robert Burridge. Robert will be returning to BBU as a production supervisor after he goes on vacation, he says. Sorry, I hope you guys knew about that. He'd also like to recognize Victor Ramirez, Wayne Sager that are here, and he has his parents, Henry and Sheila, and also James Wilmington as a part of the family. Congratulations. Next, Jose de Jesus Cruz. Chewy. Shui is also with Bimbo Mexico. He'll be returning as a production manager, and he has his wife and sons here as well. Next up, Ben Dreyer with BBU. He'll be going back into production. He'd also like to recognize the BBU folks that are here, support of them. And he also has his wife, Nicole, and his children, and his parents, Kevin and Christy. Next up, Yukihisa Harada. Yuki is with Koyo Machinery in Japan. He'll be going back there to work with that company in the sales department. Next up, Hiroshi Hatsuda. Hiro is with Fuji Baking Company in Japan. He'll be going to the R&D department as part of the senior staff there on his return. Next, Esteban Hernandez. Esteban is also with Grupo Bimbo. He's going to visit Florida before he returns home to a manager position. He has his wife and sons here, and he'd also like to say a thank you for all the support and patience. Every day was better and beautiful together. So thank you for those kind words. Congratulations. Next up, Terry TJ Hightower. He's also going to be spending a little vacation time, well-deserved, with family before he moves back as a production manager with Vimo Bakeries. He has his wife, Megan, here, and also his parents, Terry Sr. and Elaine, and a sister, Ebony, and also recognizes the people here from BBU that are supporting them. Thank you very much. Next up, Brandon Johnson. Brandon is with Flowers. He's going to be relocating to Thomasville, so congratulations on that move. That aligns with what Arturo said as a production superintendent, and he would like to recognize George Martin, who's here in support of Flowers. Congratulations. Also from Flowers, Tyrone Jones. He'll also be returning to work at Flowers as a production supervisor, looking for that next big opportunity for himself, and he'd like to acknowledge that his wife, Christy Jones, is here. Congratulations. Next up, So-hee Kim. So-hee is here from Haijin College in Korea. AIB has had a long-standing alliance with them, and we were very pleased to have her here participating in the program with class number 192. Good job. Caught you by surprise on that one. Next, Satoshi Kubo. Sato is with Yamazaki Baking in Japan. As typical of most Yamazaki students that come here, he's going to spend a little time traveling around New York, Washington, LA, and then back to Japan on June the 14th, where he'll be working in production development. Congratulations, Sato. Next, from BBU, Patrick Lai. He didn't write down what he's doing, so I'm going to make up stuff. He's going to be returning to work After a long extended vacation, he's going to be looking at taking over the company next, and will spend the weekends cooking for his friends. Congratulations, Patrick.
Thank you.
Next up, Ting Liu. Ting is with U.S. Wheat Associates out of their office in Beijing, China. She'll be returning there as a technical specialist. And again, U.S. Wheat Associates is a longtime partner of AIB. We appreciate her being here. Next up, Heru Mirjani. Heru is another self-sponsored student. We appreciate the effort that it takes to get here on your own and support your way through. We were happy to help you on that endeavor with a little scholarship money, and she will be looking for to start a new career with a baking company. Next, Sakai Nomura. Saki is with Nippon Flour Mills. She will be traveling around the U.S. before going back to Japan on June the 8th and returning to a position in the R&D department. Congratulations, Saki. Next up, Greg Prokop. Greg is a self-sponsored student. He's going to be going to a job at Michigan Bread as an operations manager, and he has his parents here, Richard and Virginia, and also a nephew, Richie Alvarado. Thank you for your support. Next up, Ethan Rose. Ethan is with Servati Pastry Shop. He'll be returning there. Again, he didn't write down stuff, so I'm going to make it up, Ethan. Sorry, man. He's going to be hosting barbecue parties on the weekend when he goes back to work that he will not be posting on Facebook. Congratulations. Eugenio Rubino Martinez. Gene is also with Grupo Bimbo. He'll be returning to work there. He recognizes the support that they have here with the staff from Grupo Bimbo and BBU, and he's appreciative of that. He also had one of the more unique experiences while he was here of getting in a car accident. Yes. So we're sorry about that. Sorry about that. Maximilian Schmidt. Max, in addition to being class president, is going to be heading back to work in operations management. He would also like to recognize Steve Weil and Kevin Neuheisel that have supported him from BBU on his journey through here. Congratulations, Max. Next up, Balbir Singh. Balbir is also a self-sponsored student. He'll be returning to a general manager position in operations. And if you haven't seen the twin day picture of me and Balbir, you need to ask him. There's a twin day picture of me and Balbir out there. Next up, Charlotte Squires. Charlotte was also a self-sponsored student. We appreciated the opportunity to help her go through that program. She has a connection into the industry for sure with her family. She has her son, Dallin? Did I get that right? Yes. Dallin here, and also a friend, Melissa Polson, that have supported her through. Congratulations, Charles. Next up, Yuki Tachibana. Yuki is with Oshikiri Machining in Japan. Will be returning to a position there. I think we need a list of all the nicknames for you guys. Next plaque gets nicknames. Congratulations. Next, Karu Takahashi. Karu is with Yamazaki Baking in Japan. She'll be returning to a job there working in the central laboratory for Japanese confectionery. Congratulations, Karu. Next, Tsuyoshi Takahashi. It's going to be a lot quieter in the hallways without Yoshi around here. He's going to do some traveling also, Florida and New York, before returning to Pasco, Shikushima, where he'll be production and quality control in plant. Congratulations, Yoshi. Next, Akihito Takai. Aki. Aki is also with Yamazaki. He'll be returning there after a little bit of travel to New York, Washington, LA, and then home to Japan in June, where he'll be returning to work in the pastry department as an oven operator. Congratulations, Aki. Next, Shanna Tan. Shanna will be returning to work for JEWM Agro Industrial Corporation. She would like to recognize that her parents, Eileen and Willie, are here in support. Thank you for being here. And last, Takanori Toriyama. Taka. Taka is also with Yamazaki. He'll be returning there in a new product development position. Congratulations, class number 100. Thank you. Yeah, I knew you guys would get the hang of that before we were done here today. All right, if you guys can stay there, Debbie, if you'd like to come forward. We've got recognition of some students that achieved very high marks and also showed their leadership as they were here. So she'll be recognizing those students. I'll be right here to help.
All right. As Allison kind of alluded to, this class was a little bit competitive when it came to grades, which was occasionally annoying, but but generally it was wonderful. They are a very good group, and I echo all the sentiments that Allie has mentioned, and it will be very quiet and a little sad in the hallway the next couple of days. But I have the honor of presenting the top top ranking grade-wise in the class. And we have some ties. So the numbers are going to come out a little bit weird. So we have those that ranked as third in the class. We have some ties for that. So Saki. So we'll take pictures when we have everybody up here, and then we can also have individual pictures certainly later. But also ranked number 3, we have Karu. Also ranked number 3, we have Adriana. And we have one more ranked number 3 that's a little embarrassing because of a grade change that didn't get announced until this morning. Sato also. But so Sato, your medal is being ordered or has been ordered. Hopefully, when are you leaving Manhattan? When do you leave Manhattan? Tomorrow. Okay, we'll try to get it to, we will get it to you today yet. So he will also, so we have a 4-way tie for 3, which means we have a how many way tie for first? If these are number 3, we have 2 people tied. Your math is slipping a little bit, guys. I'm gonna have to work on you again. You thought you were done.
Read the cards.
Oh, is that it? Okay, well, those that have tied for first place, Ting. And also tied for first place, Max. And those with the tie for first will be on the plaque, which will be in the hallway for future. But do you want to have them go down there for a picture?
We could, yeah. Actually, Max and Ting, why don't you go down there, we'll get this plaque. You can get your names on it already.
And while they're taking pictures, I do want to mention that congratulations to all graduating. No matter what your ranking in the class, you worked very hard, did very well, and not every class has everybody graduate. So congratulations to class number 192 for successfully doing that. Okay. All right, we'll get a picture, we'll get another picture of all these up here later. So we'll get seated and we'll get your pictures later of the top ones. I also get to do another announcement. Some of you may have noticed up here in this corner, we have a poster that's kind of hiding, but it is the Excellence in Laboratory Leadership. This is an award that all of the staff nominate class members for, and then the staff does the voting. So it's all of the teaching staff, the lab and instructors. And the award, as you can read the details later, but loyalty, excellence, diversity, honesty, and respect. So these are things that we think many people, we had a lot of nominations out of this class. And it took 2 votes to get to the top 2. But we do have 2 that came out on top that we feel certainly deserve this leadership award. And those are Ben and Ting. And we want to thank BIMA for this award. They do have prizes. They have helped sponsor this for several years. And so they have
It's a new iPad.
a new iPad for each of them. It's a little bit different every time, so something we feel that well deserved. So congratulations.
Thank you, Debbie. All right, that's it. Thank you. All right, that is it for us. Again, the staff, faculty, employees of AIB, your family and friends that are here, your coworkers, your bosses, your supervisors, again, congratulate each and every one of you on the very high achievement that you've got of completing this course. Debbie said it well. We recognize the hard work that everybody puts into it. I can tell you from looking through those transcripts yesterday, I can see the work that everybody put in, and it is admirable of a group that can put up with riding till your fingers bleed at 2 o'clock in the morning for 16 weeks. So believe me, the faculty and staff knows what it takes to get through this, and we have great information for those of you in this class that have achieved that accomplishment. Couple of logistic things. We've got a brunch set up just around the corner this way. If you go out this door and then take a left down that hallway, it's the very nearest room that you're going to come to with an open door. We've got food set up in there for you guys. There's some high tables outside of there that you can stand. There's some other countertops. You can bring food back in here. But we want to make sure that you get one last meal, because like I said, I know you guys weren't eating enough while you were here. One last meal before some of you guys literally get on the road today. So that's our little send-off and farewell to you guys. I know there's a student video. Yoshi, you got that pulled up? You can come up and start pulling it up. I hear it's rather lengthy. So here's what we're going to do. It'll be your own choice. We'll get the video started. We'll open these doors here. The food is ready. Watch the video as long as you would like to. If you want to stay in here for the whole time, if you want to move in and out, we'll keep it looping through so that you can see it. And somebody help me get the screen down. How do I get the screen down, Marty? House PC? She did it earlier?
Yeah, and I.
It's always the technology that gets you, man. It's always the technology. That's a good start.
Did you turn it on?
So again, we'll let you watch this as you want to. Again, there's food next door. Feel free to move over there as you want to. You can take pictures with your class, your company, your family, your friends. Again, thank you to everyone that's been here. We've really enjoyed this class, and we wish you the best success as you go back to whatever's next.